Hey y'all, it's Solana and I'm back to do a quick little video on this Clifford Harris and Tamika Harris, aka T.I. and Tiny and Sabrina situation. It's a mess, a whole ass mess. Am I shocked? No, because I went to Texas Southern. Shout out to TSU 2000 when the tip come out, probably like 2003, something like that. 2002. Well, when I'm gonna say uncut, 2002, 2003 is when we sung 24s, and me and Alicia looked at it. Alicia looked at me and she said, "Who is this fine ass nigga?" And we was I've been a Clifford Harris. Well, not as much as I used to be when I was younger, but been listening to his music since then. I was a heavy fan of Urban Legend when I first moved to Chicago. Heavy fan of Tip, and of course I'm an Escape fan. Their music was the soundtrack to my teenage years. So, been following Tiny. I did not like her when I was jealous of the fact that she married. At the time when I thought Clifford was fine and cute, I used to be like, why he married Miss Piggy? And I used to, we all used to clown her and all this shit. Now looking back on it, girl, that is her mess and her mess to have, honey. He was nothing but horribleness, and little did we know. We thinking she got a prize. That man is a whole mess. But anyway, this situation with Sabrina and all this shit. Allegedly, I guess Sabrina used to work for them. I don't know, the Glam University. I don't know if she was part of Tiny Glam Squad. I'm assuming. I don't know what the background history. I'm assuming that she used to work for the Harrises in some kind of capacity. Allegedly, the assistant and Tiny was into it, and the girl jumped in to jump on Tiny's side, and then Clifford put a gun to Sabrina's head because I guess she was going too hard on the assistant. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a mess. Whether he put a gun to the girl's head or not, they do have pictures showing Clifford and her sons hanging out together. So, in my opinion, I'm not sending my kids to nobody who put a fucking gun in my head. That's just me. What do I know? I don't live in Atlanta. I ain't in the street. That ain't me. Let's fast forward to all these allegations, though. So, allegedly, there's about 30 women, young teenagers, women, that have come out and said that Clifford and Tamika have some kind of sex orgy ring, dungeon, candy dungeon. Now this is all allegedly. Allegedly, I ain't trying to get sued. Everything is allegedly. Allegedly that they have some kind of sex orgy ring going on. I guess the girls say that they go down to the strip clubs and be recruiting these girls and making them take the drugs and participate in orgies, and they popping pills and mollies and snorting coke. Now let's rewind back to when ATL came out. I forget what year it came out, and Clifford had the #1 movie in the country, and he had, I think, the King was the #1 album in the country, or close to. He had it going on that week. He threw all that away when they got caught in LA with the drugs and the guns. Or the drugs. I think it was drugs. I don't think it was guns the second time. I think it was drugs. And because he had violated parole, he had to go to jail. But Tiny was the one who ate them drug charges. So see, she been ride or die. She been down with that shit. If you listen to, she got angel eyes with the baby face. He talk about them going to the strip club, going to go pick goods in the strip club. So it's all of this stuff has been there. We just, how many times has she taken him back because he allegedly didn't cheat? Then what, he cheating. That's why she keep taking him back, because what's really cheating to them? And he say so much stuff in these conversations when he had say stuff like, women want a nigga that all the bitches want. I used to. As I'm an adult, I don't want that. I don't want that headache to be wanting and chasing behind. No. I want you to want me, and me want you. That's it. Marvin Gaye. I want you to want me just like I want you. That's it. All of that shit is complicated and unnecessary and is nasty. Well, I don't even call it nasty. People do have fantasies, and I ain't gonna even say I don't have fantasies and stuff. Who don't? But then when you go live off that shit, this is the kind of shit that happens. Anyways, so allegedly, they go to Magic City, and I forget the other strip club, and they just go down there and they just be recruiting them. And he got certain people that re-recruiting them. The Shekinah implemented that the Sabrina girl was a recruiter. Shekinah, you a dumb bitch because now you done implicated Tiny and T.I. on some fucking trafficking shit. When you say go recruit, that's the same shit R. Kelly used to do. And just like me and my cousin just said, either lock Tiny and T.I. up or let R. Kelly out because he in jail for the same shit. They say a few of these girls that was underage that Tiny and T.I. was messing with. What's the difference? So we either gonna do some investigating on them, or we gonna let R. Kelly out of jail and leave this man alone, let him live his goddamn life. Cause see, this is the industry been knowing this ain't new news down in Atlanta. Candy birds. That's why you was so worried about when the shit came out with your sex dungeon. You was so afraid, cause you knew that your band member mate was over here really doing the shit. And birds of a feather flock together. Because you just said on last week's episode of Atlanta Housewives, you just said that you make all your girls, everybody who you and Ty mess with, you make them sign NDAs. That's what Clifford and Tiny fucked up at. Not thinking that he was too famous and bitches would just want to fuck him. No, nigga, Clifford, you ain't that fine no more. And word on the curve is that you got the package, not the herbs. You going around spreading that shit to other people, and it's just all disgusting. And maybe all of them ain't telling the truth, but all of them ain't lying either. You got girls from different parts of they say they was in LA, Houston, Atlanta doing this shit. All them girls everybody got a similar story, especially the story about they said that the girl, she walked in the door and she got a Molly cocktail, woke up, her ass and her cooch was hurting, and she didn't know what happened. And come to find out, she wasn't even messing. She didn't even sleep with T.I. Tiny. He let the bodyguard hit while she was unconscious. Just nastiness. They live in, and that's why he's so worried about his daughter Hyman, because he down here doing all kind of nasty stuff with girls. Nasty stuff. I guess it's not nasty if they ain't underage. If they legal, I guess it's not nasty. It's just trifling. I don't want to call it trifling. It's just living two different lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all want to be the Obamas and down in Atlanta, down to the news stations and on the news, but then you around here basically sex trafficking women. It's just, I don't know. And then they say Tiny was the worst one. She down here Jelaine Maxwell and the bitches, whipping them in shape, calling them bitches, and you better you do this and you better do that. It's a shame what bitches would do to keep a man. That is wild. Wild as fuck. Just to keep Tiny, to keep Clifford, you willing to do all of this Tiny. And Candy, Toya Johnson, Latavia Luckett, Monica Arnold, all y'all in that little circle. Rashida Frost, y'all knew what was going on down there, because all y'all I wouldn't be surprised if all y'all wasn't down there messing with each other. And you know what's finna happen, Clifford and Tiny? These people with brands and things are going to have to disassociate themselves with y'all and listen to these allegations is cleared up. These people, especially Latoya and Monica, these people got, Latoya Luckett that is, they got like names out here. Latoya is a working actress. Monica is still she still can tour. You know, sadly, it's just fucked up is that Tiny might have fucked up the bag for Escape. Because now we're going to be looking at Escape like, y'all knew? Somebody got something explaining to do down to Atlanta. And you know what's messed up too is that they done muddied the waters with all these political people. They done shook hands with Biden and the two senators that they helped elect, and The good Stacey Abrams' name is muddled up with these motherfuckers because she done took pictures with them. Keisha Lance Bottom's name is all mixed up in this shit. It just makes everything that Atlanta just did to get these two fucking senators, it just washes shit away because these motherfuckers is down here sex trafficking. It's just a shame. And T.I., you so arrogant. You the guy went to jail twice doing dumb shit. You so fucking arrogant that you don't think this shit can happen to you again. It's crazy to me. The arrogance. But that's what happens. You don't think you gonna be caught. You see B&J, they lay low. Because we don't know what they be doing. But she lay low. I don't understand why these celebrities don't think that they asses can't get exposed. Ain't nobody, nobody can run away from that shit. Especially when what's happened with Sabrina. I bet you Tip and Tiny, y'all must have missed the payment. And she said, pay me my money or I'm gonna tell you. She called y'all bluff, didn't it? Child. This shit is a hot ass piping mess, and I'm waiting to see if this shit gonna get washed under the water. Cause like I said, Clifford and Tiny are connected to, especially T.I. He is connected to political power in Atlanta. I'm almost thinking that somebody besides Sabrina dropped this dime. Somebody might have paid her to drop this dime. I don't know who, but somebody dropped this dime, and they used Sabrina as the vessel, but it's bigger than Sabrina. I don't know who you pissed off, Clifford, but you better get your money right, because I'm almost betting that Grand Family Hustle and all that shit, I mean, y'all might not be being able to get that air until this shit can get cleared up. This is bad. It's really bad. We'll see as the world turns. Thank y'all for listening to Sitting with Solana. I'll holler back. Peace.